Welcome back. We're just going to do a quick test flight. There's going to be a little bit of noise in the background and stuff, but that's alright. Oops, hang on. Let's bring the command back over here. So I just have temporarily attached a camera, the old world camera, to the small fighter. And I have arcade mode steering, so I'm hoping it's catching us. But what you really see here is the fact that the scene lights, or if you remember anybody that watched the last video, that the lights in the scene are actually coming from the stars in the skybox. There is a basic ambient level, but a lot of the light in the scene comes from the stars in the skybox. If you see that there. So the other thing I can do here is, because I'm in control of this camera in a way that you wouldn't normally be in a game, I'm going to give an unusual perspective, and we will continue to fly this. Now the flight system I have now is really stupid. It's stupid arcade. I have no physics turned on it. It doesn't even have inertia. If I let go of my controls, I stop dead. This is just to have a look at how things are looking. But yeah, we're getting the lighting effects I was expecting. There's also some bloom. If I don't know if you're picking that up. There's some bloom and some highlights, some specular. Ooh, something triggered the adaptive brightness. Something super bright in the scene. One of them stars must have a really high output, because it's currently using HDR color. Yeah, somewhere in that scene there's a really bright star, or there was a really bright reflection off it. But I'm going to turn the strength of, or the delta of that adaptive lighting down. But that's the ship, for lack of a better word. But I just wanted to see how the new lighting would look and have a look at it in motion. Because this is the old scene exploration cam, all I did was mount its root to this little ship. So right now when this little ship moves, as you can imagine, the whole camera moves. So we can fly around here in a circle. Ooh, something weird about that. Doesn't make sense why that part did that. There they are. Trying to get yeah, okay, so that's kind of the yeah, the reflections are working ish. The simple reflections, the light source based reflections. That's pulled from the outer lighting skybox. That's not going to pick up the planets and stuff, funny enough. Or unfortunately, if I did screen space reflections, it would look a little different too. Yeah, that adaptive thing is starting to get annoying. I'm going to have to adjust that. But yeah, no real sense of speed because there's not much else around out here to fly up to. So let's just, don't need to be that close. Let's try from behind. This is fairly close. Pretty soon the flame on the engines will be animated. But yeah, it's going to be a little easier to fly than this, because right now with zero inertia, it doesn't feel quite right. It's very arcade feeling, but that's alright. I'll be fixing that. With help to Jim the other night, we bashed through a bunch of code to figure out how we're doing it. Also, for those of you that are used to coding or that, oh yeah, you can really see the reflections on the hull there with that angle. There's a thing called gimbal lock, whereas if you go through the top of something, you can get stuck in a direction, and then the ship doesn't want to come back from that. I'm just going to do this while it looks pretty there with the stars. it can get up there and not want to come back. But because I'm using quaternions, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that the way I hate the pronunciation. Well, I don't hate it, I'm just not good at quaternions, or quats for short, to control. I'm using the quats to control the rotation. It's well, it's not impossible, but it's virtually impossible to get what's called gimbal lock. So the flight model for this will not have the error that the old one did when I was testing it. You can't, for example, if I straight up would be approximately that star, I believe, if I remember. In the old flight system, we would have hit a point where some of my controls would have become ineffective because they were too close to being in line with the y-axis. But that does not happen when you use quaternions, because the simplest way to put it, all rotations remain continuously relative. They don't care about, like when you're moving yourself, they don't care so much about what's going on with the world. So that's probably not the best way to describe it. It's just all rotations remain continuously local. So that's nice. You don't have to worry about them. Anyhow, there's one more view that we can have a look at. We're going to do this view. Go for a tool like this. Do a spin here is all we need to do. So yeah, this is already where it's at. I haven't even gotten the fully sewn in the physics side of stuff, but once that happens, the things in the game will be what's called a rigid body. So most of the physics will be able to affect them, and you'll be able to bump into things, bounce off of things. You'll be able to drift, that kind of stuff. And you should be able to drift, turn your ship, and then re-engage your thruster and start thrusting in a new direction. But we'll see how all that goes. We'll see where I get to today. Anyhow, as always, thanks for watching, and catch you in the next video.